Hello everyone, welcome to Stamping with Ian. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is project number 2 for my uplines team groups challenge. If you remember from the last video, my upline buys a stamp set of our choice, and then we get to create 4 projects with it, which we then post to the team group. This is number 2. This was number 1, which was like just a bit of a simple stamping. You can see that, can't you? Okay. Stepped it up for the casual crafter in this one. What I've done, if you can see there, I've added a layer of DSP with the Scalloped Contour Dies. I've fussy cut out the stamped image, not by hand of course, my hands don't allow that, but I do have a scan and cut which does the cutting for me. Okay, and a little bit of some pearls to embellish. Beautiful. This is what we're going to make. The colours are Parakeet Party, Orchid Oasis and Sweet Sorbet. The DSP is the in colours, and this is the Sweet Sorbet with the flowers, which I thought would be quite nice. These are the scan and cut stamped images, which I'll be colouring. Well, just obviously one for this card, there for the next project. And those are the dies and stamp set that we're using. Let's crack on. So first thing is we need a card base. So some thick Whisper white. Sorry, it's basic white now. It's because my labels still say Whisper white, because yeah, I wasn't going to change the label. Let's get yourself a bit of Whisper white here. No, you can't see my legs. Trimmer. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut across at 5 7/8, which is halfway on this A4 sheet, to give us a sheet of A5. We're then going to fold it in half to give us an A6 card base, which is 8 1/4 by 5 7/8. Simple as that. Okay, put that away. Try not to bash the camera again. Bone folder. Give it a nice bit of a crease. Okay, job done. Next job is our DSP. I'm using our stinking cute mini die cutting embossing machine here. Love this to bits. It took me a while to get used to layering the plate so it would cut properly. I obviously need to cut the paper, so I need to move that out of the way, don't I? Twit. So we're going to cut the paper to about 3 1/4 inches, is it? There's my ruler. With the die is 3 inches. So just for a bit of wiggle room, I'm going to do this to 3 1/4. Okay, 3 1/4. Okay. Then we do our layering. A 1 plate, a 2 plate, our DSP, our die, which I had moments ago. There it is. You see, this is why I can't fussy cut. Just placing things is a real pain at the bottom. Right, there we go. Right, that's all set up. The die cutting machine I keep on a trolley to the side of me, so it doesn't mangle the camera up. So let's crack on. And there we go. Ooh. Beautiful. There's our nice edged scalloped piece. Right, next job would be a spot of colouring, I think. So I've got some scrap here. There we go. I think I'm going to switch the colours round. I think we'll have the we'll have these strawberry sorbet and that in the orchid oasis. I think this time round. Always good to mix things up. I may speed this bit up, I may not. Just depends how long the video ends up being. There we go. Nice bit of relaxing colouring. How is everyone today? Hoping you're all well. And I could never colour at school, you know. I was crap at art at school. In fact, that was the despair of the art teacher. Clean your pen before moving on to the next colour, which is going to be the Orchid Oasis. So, there we go. It's a beautiful colour, this. I wasn't too sure of it at first, but it's grown on me. I think a lot of Stampin' Up colours do that, don't they? You think, yeah, well, what am I going to do with that? And then bingo, you know, you see a project or, you know, a sample or something, and you're like, oh wow, that's amazing. Apologies for the voice. I've got a spot of the old coronavirus, not the new one, just one of the existing 4 that do the rounds every year. So I'm perfectly fine, just a bit sniffly. Going out to enjoy the fresh air in a bit. So that's the blue. Get rid of the blue, because we don't want purple, do we? Or do we want purple? I don't really know, really. Right, sweet sorbet. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm just doing the lightest dab into the ink pad. These are really juicy, these ink pads. And just picking up a bit of ink, which as you can see goes quite a long way. I've got smaller ones, I think I want a bit paler. Anyway, I stamped these, by the way, in Memento Black and just left them to dry. I don't use stays on, don't like it. The Memento Black does everything I need, whether I'm alcohol blending or watercolor blending, you know, I don't need 2 black inks. Right, that's that done. Clean the pen again. Well, I seem to have more red on than what I thought. But there we go. All fine and dandy. Close your ink pads, because you know you will get your fingers in them. Arms, cardstock, you know, whatever. So, what's the next? The sentiment. I forgot the sentiment, didn't I? So So I need a bit of scrap white, which I'm sure I've got lying around somewhere. But there we go. And which way goes that way? So if I put this near the bottom, excuse the head, like so, let the ink soak in. Oh, beautiful, love, love, love. And just give it a bit of a wave. I'm going to use my little trimmer. I wish Stampin' Up would bring this back so customers could have it. It's such a darling little trimmer. Right, so just there, and then just not there, just there. Lovely jubbly. Save your little scrap of card because you can quite easily stamp on that. Right, spot of assemblage. Don't need that anymore. So first of all, we'll get our dimensionals. These are the mini dimensionals, but you'll see I'm using the edge pieces. Waste not, want not, as I say. Take off your backings, like so. And place in the middle. Or no, actually not in the middle, just a little bit further up from the middle actually, because then we can put the sentiment below it. You don't need a lot of dimensionals for just a little bit of cardstock like this. Yeah. You're not trying to hold up, you know, Westminster Bridge or anything. It's just a bit of card. I have to hold this one, I'm afraid, to make sure I get it level. Lovely. More dimensionals on the back of this. Oh, I've got these big ones here. I can use these, can't I? Get rid of them. Okay. Put this in the middle, or as near to the middle as I can get. Is that in the middle? Or is that on the wonk? It's a bit on the wonk, isn't it? That's more, even more on the wonk. There we go. Like that. Beautiful. We get our pearls. We get our poker tool. I do have the take your pick tool as well as this, but I just find this easier. Probably because I spent more years using this than I have the newer tool, but no problem. Oh, there's a random one. Let's grab that one. Level, level. So there we go, peeps. What do you think? Don't forget to leave a comment, like and subscribe, and share, of course. There's the one we made earlier. There's one we just made together. Okay, what are we doing today? Have a lovely time, and I'll see you soon. Bye now.